Morning everyone, it's Mark again, and I'm back at my favourite place, Cauldron Stones, on a beautiful Monday morning. And I've taken Chewy for a walk. He's over there behind me, and I'm going to continue my video series on philosophy. And today I wanted to just record a method called Nonviolent Communication, which is something I learned many years ago from coming across some material by the late Marshall Rosenberg, who developed this technique and also developed a load of schools around the country called Nonviolent Communication schools. So it's a really good technique to learn, and so it's also really integral part of our training at Osmio Water. So all new employees are trained in this method of communication. So I wanted to come here and record a video to introduce the concept to everyone, if you haven't heard of it before. And how does it work? So the way nonviolent communication works is twofold. There's two parts to it. Right, the first part is knowing how to express yourself in a non-violent way, and the second part is learning to listen to others correctly when they are expressing themselves in a violent way. So it's actually, the second part is much harder. so let's go through the first part then. So the first part is knowing how to express yourself in a non-violent way. So this involves using the phrase, I feel because I need. So it's about I, for starters, not about you. It's always about I. It never involves the word you, right, to express your feeling and need. So I feel something because I need something, and that need is not being met. That's the way you express yourself non-violently. So this is not a blame language. It's not you made me feel language. It's completely, I'm responsible for my feelings, and I'm feeling this because I have a need for something. So it focuses you on thinking about why you feel something. So if you feel depressed, or if you feel sad, if you feel happy, if you feel angry, whatever it is, you have to learn how to connect that feeling to one of your needs, right? So sometimes we have to express our feelings and needs to others because other people are involved in meeting our needs. So this could be your partner, your wife, your husband, your family member, your friend, whoever, right? They're instrumental in meeting needs, or your customer, yeah? So you're there to meet a need, and you have to firstly learn how to express your need in a way that is healthy. So never you are blaming anyone for how you feel. I feel like this because you is wrong. It's a violent communication to say I feel because you, or it's a violent communication to say you made me feel. Yeah. So, and what tends to happen when communication breaks down and relationships break down is where people are expressing their feelings and needs in a tragic sense. The reason it's tragic is because the way they're expressing their feeling and need is the least successful strategy to meet that feeling and need. So a typical example could be, say, a husband and wife, and husband wants to go out with friends. Wife wants husband to stay at home with her that evening. So there are two ways that a wife could express her feeling and need. One is husband says to wife, I would like to go out with my friends tonight, is that okay with you? And the wife said, yeah, sure, go. You know, you don't want to spend time with me anyway, and you know, negative kind of comment back. That sort of thing is a tragic expression of her feeling and need. Whereas she could have expressed it like this. She should have said, I'm feeling a bit lonely and I have a need for your company tonight, and I would really love it if you were able to help me meet my need for companionship and love by being with me tonight, which is a very non-violent way to express her feeling and need. And it's also a method that would lead to her having a much better chance of getting her needs met, right? So that's the first part, is learning how to express yourself in terms of feeling and needs, and therefore you become in tune with the frequency of your feeling and need. So you're completely relating back how you feel to one of your needs, right? And that's really first part, really important to establish that, because when you've established this technique, you're also able to see when other people are expressing their need in a tragic way. So the second part then is about listening. Basically, it's listening with your heart, without hearing an insult, without hearing an attack in any way. So this happens like when you feel attacked, or you feel insulted or humiliated or any of these things, the other person that's doing it is tragically expressing an unmet need. That's how you have to see it. If you have a child with behavior issues and difficult to manage, ADHD or something like that, or you have to focus on what are they feeling and what are their needs at this point in time. So if someone has projected anger and something to you negative, right, you can say this: are you feeling angry or happy or sad or whatever, anxious? Are you feeling X because you have a need for Y, and that need for Y is not being met? And they normally say, well, yeah, of course, that sort of thing. So that's really powerful, because that draws that person's attention to their own need, and helps them focus on their feeling and connect their feeling and need. So you're kind of helping them connect their feeling and need, and you're listening to that rather than hearing the attack, right? So don't hear the attack, and hear the unmet need of that person, right? Don't hear the insult, but hear the feeling and recognize the feeling and try to connect it to the need, because then you can together come up with a much better strategy to meet their needs, right? So it's a really simple method. It's about feelings and needs, but it's also a little bit more than that, right? Because it's another language which is also to do with the truth, and it's also to do with demolishing the concept of this is right and this is wrong, and that one person knows what the right answer is and the other person is wrong. So it avoids moralistic judgments, right? No one is in a position to make moralistic judgments about other people, so you can get rid of that, It's not a blame language. It's not I'm right, you're wrong language. So it removes the whole paradigm of right and wrong. That's why the non-violent communication schools are not putting children into competitive scenarios, so that from a very early age they're making children compete and they're ranking them. So obviously, in a win-lose model, you've got some kids who thrive in that model, and you've got other kids who do not, and they end up being the naughty ones, or the ones that disengage and underachieve and so on. So this is a kind of language of the win-lose model, which is related to the non-violent communication approach, because in that there is a win-win model. There is no win-lose model in non-violent communication. Everybody wins in that. Everybody gets their needs met, and that's the whole point. You have to try to look in every situation about how you can meet everyone's needs and make life much happier and more wonderful for everyone. So this technique, right, you can use this for in your relationships with your children. You can use it for work with your customers, with your colleagues, and with your bosses. You can use this approach to become a much more effective communicator, and this approach will enhance your relationships with your children and your family members and your colleagues and everything. So it's a really good technique to learn. So that's why I wanted to lay it down for you, so that you can try to apply this in your day-to-day work. And when you do, see what kind of results that you get, and share them with us and leave some feedback. And also share the video if you think anyone might find it useful, and subscribe to our channel as well, be nice. So I'm off now, just gonna carry on, take the dog for a walk. I might do some practice here for a bit. It's such a beauty spot, and then I'm gonna go to work. Over and out.